we are here for season something something something. Season 9. It was season 9 at week 4, I think. Was when this game was. This is the catch-up cast for BB versus the Sharks. Yeah, it should be an interesting matchup, I guess. I think our Sharks has looked like the most dominant team in the season so far, just based on the games and performances. Guru is on this team, so always a fearsome team to watch. Avery and Evan as the sideliners is pretty spooky. Versus Big Bananas. Big Bananas, I think, is a lot of people's lowest ranked team, but I believe in them to make a comeback. Pray HTM. Anyways, as we get into game here, I'm going to speed through the opening stuff real quick. Key player to highlight is going to be Cam. He has historically been one of our best jungle/mid players. Plays a lot of different champions like the Echo, the Wukong. I can't ever convince him to play the Wukong apparently, but is really proficient at these champions, can flex into jungle or mid, has played super well in both roles in the server historically, so super good player. To get into champions to watch, it is saying that Alana is going to be top lane, so it's going to be interesting seeing what type of champions they draft for them. Alana has played a lot of Mord, has won quite a few games on the Mordekaiser, is pretty good at this character, being the weak side Andy, sort of just making sure that one player can't play the game so that the rest of their team can play really well. We have Mike Diego is pretty fearsome, 8-3, has played a lot of this champion. The champion is also really good right now. Cam's Fizz might come up, but I don't know how strong this champion is, and versus Guru, I think it might be a bit of a hard champion to pick. Alex's Caitlyn is historically really insane. Has played a lot of it. Played a lot with PB back in their first season together when they were on. What is it called? New York Nutbusters. That is a team. Yeah. Pretty spooky on this champion. If it's Blake support, I think this roster has a lot of flex potential, so I don't think it has to be Blake support per se. But Blake has played 4 games of Ivern and has dumpstered everyone for his Sharks. Noam, Kane, I guess he could pick it. I don't think he really wants to pick it because it's not a kind of champion that his team would really want to play with the way that they've been drafting him recently, but it is something to watch out for. Avery's Darius is fucking insane. 20-6, by the way. Holy shit. What a run. Guru Syndra in the same boat here. 15-4. Insane run from him. Dean's Jin is pretty good, but yeah, and BB's Raw obviously very strong, very good at this champion as well. Oh shit, hold on, I just skipped all the important bits. Key player is Cam. Key player for Rift Strikes is going to be Gruer. He is probably the best mid in the server by far this season. Really famous for his Syndra, his Echo. I think this Echo champion has like 100% ban rate versus him. Like, this champion is insane. We'll have to see if he manages to get it. Did I miss anything? The key matchup is going to be PB versus Blake. These two players have been like longtime friends, so I'm curious to see how this matchup goes. PB has been a great support player so far, has played really well almost every season he's in that he's played support. But yeah, as we move on to the draft here. We move into the draft. Sharks is just doing the correct play, banning out the Rengar from Mike. BB is going to respond with the Big ban. Pretty solid ban, really strong AD carry right now. We'll have to see if it does get picked. Has any prio here? As it looks like a LeBlanc ban for Gur. This champion is quite good, as they choose to ban the Viego from Mike and the Kane as well. I'm not sure about the Kane. I don't know if Mike has really played it like that, but it is an okay champion. As Mel is also banned here. Mel is a pretty good champion, can be flex mid and ADC. I says, hold on, let me adjust my audio real quick.
Does this sound better, Stanley? Hello, hello, hello? anyways, well, I guess we'll get back into it. As we have Echo being blinded by Rift Sharks, I think this is a good blind. Could technically flex between Noam and Guerrero, but Guerrero is a beast on this Echo character, is really strong on him, even though the champ might be a little weak right now, as BB is just going to respond with the Varus pick. Also a really good blind. Not like Echo is a good blind, it's just I think Guerrero is so proficient at the character that you can blind it. As Cassante is banned as a blind flex, I think you could probably put it mid or top. Historically, it has been put mid or top, but it is a good blind tank champion. So, as we continue onwards, we have the Sejuani pick blind. Yeah, that makes sense. Pairs really well with Echo. You can get the E-proc really fast with Echo if he goes Halo Blades, which is I think is a really good rune on melee champions, as another melee champion for Avery in the Darius. So really good Sejuani setup here. Also Avery is a beast on the Darius, as we all know, as they choose to lock in Aurora here. I think this should be Alana playing Aurora. They play a lot of Aurora, so should be a very comfortable pick for them. Could go into either the Echo or the Darius, I believe. I'm not entirely sure. As BB is just going to ban out Dean's Tristana, I guess, bro, if you really want to. And then Braum ban, sure. I think Braum Varus is like an okay lane, but like I don't know if you have any long range engage you want to kind of try to deny with the Braum. But I guess it makes sense. I don't know. As they choose to ban Renata, or going to ban out Dean's Callista, I think this is fair. Dean's Callista has been historically pretty good. They choose to ban out the Soraka from PB. I have never seen that man play a game of Soraka in his life, but sure, why not? As they choose to lock in the Kindred. Kindred is pretty good into Sejuani if you can invade her, get prio with your side lanes, and just sort of walk at her. Like, I think it's an okay matchup in theory, but Sejuani, if you just like leave her alone, it's like has more use for your team. I don't know if BB really has a draft to facilitate a Kindred either, but what do I know? I'm just washed at this point, as Dean is hovering the Samira, could get locked in. As they lock it in, okay, we're going with full ego here, I guess. Samira isn't a super common champion, but it can like deny the Varus ulti with the Blade Whirl, I think the W is called. Pairing really well with this Leona as well. So, yeah. As it is just going to be a Poppy pick. Probably just to deny the Leona. Sure. I think based on these drafts, Rift Shark should just wombo combo the fuck out of them. Like, Noam on Sejuani with Gruer on Echo and Darius on Avery on Darius. Like, you have so much setup with this. Sejuani and Leona should just be able to walk at the enemy team with the Samira and just 1v9. BB sort of has just the Poppy to try to deny their engages, but you can just throw the Sejuani Bola and then, like, cool, someone should die. Yeah, I don't know, we'll see. Champ matchups, we've never seen the Aurora versus Darius matchup. Makes sense. Sejuani has dumpstered Kindred. Fair enough. Like, I think Sejuani is an easier champion to execute, and Kindred, it takes a lot of resources to like set up. So I think that makes a lot of sense. Cassante versus Echo, we've never seen, also makes sense. Samira has historically dumpstered on Varus, also kind of makes sense. And I'm surprised we've never seen the Leona versus Poppy matchup, but I don't know. Cam has played 2 games of Cassante and won 1-1. Fair. Alana played 5 games of Aurora and has only won 1 of them, but I feel like it's a decently comfortable champion. They feel comfortable playing it. Mike is pretty even on the Kindred, and Alex is pretty even on the Kindred. Blake has never won a game of Poppy in his life. Dean is negative on the Samira. Makes sense. PV has dumpstered people on Leona. Makes sense. Noam is 10-5 on Sejuani. Makes sense. He has a lot of setup in this game as well. And Guru has just sent kids to the fucking Shadow Realm with Echo. Also makes sense. And Avery has dumpstered people on Darius. Also makes sense. Nothing super surprising so far. Season records, Darius is dumpstering people. Yeah, we have a lot of good Darius players. Kindred has not done super hot, but I feel like this champion is sort of hard to play, so this also makes sense. Cassante has also not done well. That's crazy. But Echo has done really well. Also makes sense. I imagine this is just people being really comfortable on the character. Samira has done really well this season, or won a couple games, but hasn't had an insane KDA. Leona is 4-9. That's crazy, but always looks good in the games because they have a decent KD, I suppose. Yeah. Let's get into player matchups. No, Alana has never won the Avery matchup, so we'll have to see how this goes. Gnome has been dumpstered by Mike 8 times. That's crazy, dog. Guru has never lost to Cam. Makes sense. Alex has dumpstered on Dean before. Also makes sense. And PB has beaten Mike most of the time. That makes sense. Dumpstered, I guess, if we want to be funny about it. Let's go into overall records. Darius is just an insane character in the server, or what? Like, Jesus Christ. Sejuani has also been an insane champion for a lot of people. Same with Echo. Samira hasn't done super well historically, but Varus has. Leona is an insane champion here. Sure. So get into game. Let me play. Press play. In terms of runes, Conquer on the Kindred kind of makes sense. You're into a lot of Bruiser-y champions, so Guru is opting for the Halo Blade setup on the Echo here. That makes a lot of sense. The rune did just get buffed for melee champions, so it does have like a really short cooldown and does give you a lot of attack speed early, so I do like this adaptation as they are choosing to go for a level 1 play for your BB topside, just to try to secure Alana a lead.
Minions have spawned.
Nothing really happens. Blake chooses to just take the back. Yeah. Both teams are, yeah, Noam is choosing to path topside, which makes a lot of sense. You have a lot of agency in the top side. You want to path for this Darius lane that has a lot of prio. Kindred choosing to path bot side also makes sense. Have a lot of setup with the Poppy. Try to set up on the Leona. As we are watching them clear. He is just gonna walk forward, gets the stun off. Bean follows up with the auto, but not much of a trade going down. Sure is just gonna try to clear the wave. Uses Halo Blade's proc to trade, gets the 3 hit off, and gets a pretty solid trade back. Utilizing that Halo Blade really well. As Alana is gonna have to back off here. CSing pretty well. Like his backing now. Could opt for like a level 3 gank setup on the Sejuani if you really want to. As Blue is just going in really aggressively. Getting some decent trades off as well. Agreed. Getting a good hook off. Gets the Q off here. Gets 4 procs of his passive. Decent trade from him. Forward, gets another good trade with the Halo Blade. Good stuff from TV, but I don't think they get much of a response. Good Q3 from Cam, so it's managed to connect. I don't know if it gets much more than that. Yeah, the move picked up here. Yeah, so far pretty slow early game. I think Grubs would be really great for Rift Sharks if that's what you want to play for. Having Darius with 6 Grubs is a pretty good way to secure yourself a lot of advantages here. With an Echo, with a Darius, 6 Grubs is pretty hard to match in side lanes from anyone on the side of BB. As Mark did spawn topside, which is pretty unfortunate for Mike given how the clears went. He ended up on the spot side. League is playing pretty aggressively. I don't think much is gonna really happen here. Comes out. Pretty slow early game so far. Not much is really happening. Both junglers are just gonna go back to their full clears. This definitely benefits Sejuani in terms of game state though. If you're not getting early kills, like trying to set up yourself for success on this Kindred, I feel like you're definitely gonna fall very far behind, especially when it comes to like objective setups. Sejuani just tends to be the more useful character, so a little unfortunate for BB here. Good stuff for BB, good combo coming out. Blake still has to press the W. They're fully committing on with the engage here as Dean gets a really good dash in. Does manage to pick up Blake here, and this should be just an easy 2 for Hero trade to the side of Rift Sharks. Well played to their bot lane. As PB proving he is the GOAT at support, I guess. I don't know what to tell you, man. Really good engage by him. As both junglers are just going to go back to their full clears. Nothing really happening. Is going to drop the W here. Doesn't proc the stun immediately. He's in. Gets a really good trade. Gets the 3 hit, but not much else is going to be obtained here. Has a lot of prio on this Cassante though. Can definitely set up for the grubs here. Which I think is what you want to do if you're the Sejuani team here. As game is just going to recall. Could make fun of the pathing here from Noam. Didn't do Gromp before he did blue, but it doesn't fucking matter, dog. Goes for an invade, looks for some early vision here. Kind of like this. Just to see if he can spot out the Kindred. Kindred is showing on a ward here, I believe. Yeah, it did show on a ward, so they know they're going to set this dragon. See if they want to give it. I feel like they should just give it, grab these grubs. But it looks like they are going to try to respond here. Bot lane does have prio here. Does start to rotate now. Guro might be a little lost here, but is just going to walk it out here. And Noam is going to be here in time critically. W dropping. Good flash E from Guro. Does hit the stun onto 4 people, and the entire team is here to clean up the rest of this fight. Super well played to the side of Rift Sharks. Just gets the ulti off, so Guro can't really, they can't get anything in response. It's going to be a 5 or 4 for nothing trade. Oh my fucking god, they got slaughtered. Well played from Guro. Insane W, and then flash E-ing forward to secure the stun for his team. Super well played from him. And this is why you banned the Echo, guys. I don't know what to tell you. He is Himothy on this champion, so as they are going to pick up this Infernal Drake here, no need to concede. They might try to go for the topside grubs in response, but I don't even know if you can. Like, can't they just walk over and take it from you anyways? As Guro is going to go to base for this. Looks like they are just going to try to rotate over as fast as possible. Darius should just walk straight to the grubs here. This PB is going to back, so I doubt they will. Looks like Mike is going to go for the mark instead. Makes sense. Don't really want to overforce here. Thumbs up email coming up from Blake. I like it. Dean walks into view. Based. Noam is going to walk forward here, but is going to just queue out. So they have started the grubs here. But they could fight this. Avery is here now. He does manage to secure 1. So looks like PB is going to get 1 grub. Noam just does his Gromp and then walks over. Good for him. Cam is going to go for a trade here. Doesn't get it. Gets 2 grubs for the side of Rift Sharks. Rift Sharks got the feats of strength. So, or not the feats of strength. They got the first blood one. I don't know what it's called. I can't remember. But now they have 1 for the objective as Cam is going for another really aggressive trade onto the Cassante. Get a decent amount of his health out as Kindred is going to get another mark denied here. Q going out. Doesn't really get anything. Yeah, Rift Sharks with the 3k gold lead. Definitely not where you want to be if you're big TV here. Very hard to play out a game this behind as Kindred. Guro is just going to continue hitting his minions. And Noam is looking for a very aggressive trade here. Does get the passive stun off with the Leona here, and he's just locked up for the next 10 business hours as Avery is trading pretty aggressively onto Alana, and Mike just gets locked up here, and another kill goes up to Guro. Using the stun on the Sejuani super well. Guro is just going to start snowballing quickly here as the Echo. Cassante is doing the job of neutralizing him in lane, but Guro is just playing these fights so well on the Echo here, so it doesn't really matter how the lane went if you can't really impact the fights the same way this Echo can. As Dean is going to continue pushing. Has the Sejuani here to back him up as the Varus is going to get dove here. Good stun by Blake, trying to prevent this play from going off, but Dean is going to E forward, arm the minions. W is the fucking Varus ulti. Well played. Stun does come out onto Bean. The ulti comes out from the Kindred. Noam does manage to get into it though. And it looks like Dean is going to get knocked into the wall, but it looks like Dean is still going to pick up 2 here with the Q. Well played. Cassante gets 1 in response, but the Samir does manage to get killed by the Varus in the end. Good win wall from Dean to block the ulti. Super well played from him. Cassante does manage to get there in time to get a collapse off, but by then it's too late. Gruer has the ego book already in his inventory. First item Magi sure is a play of all time, but I think this is probably a game you can get away with it. You are so far ahead, you're so accelerated on this Echo. Should just be able to take over the map. Mike almost got a really good ultimate off, but Dean was just able to get the Q off and kill everyone, so good timing from him. Gruer is going to look for the Kindred here, does manage to get a really good trade-off. Alana is going to come in here, but Avery is also here as well, just making sure that this play cannot go in BB's favor at all. They are looking to deny another mark here from Mike, so should be a little tricky for them as Blake is just chilling in this bush. Walks forward, doesn't get the stun. As PB is here now, going for the stun here onto Blake, gets the E off. Like Blake has no reaction time or what? What are we doing here, Unk? Come on, man. We can't win wall the fucking, or we can't use the W on the Samir dash, brother. Get the auto off, does manage to get the Halo Blades proc, and the trades from this Halo Blades rune is so good for this Echo, by the way. It's insane. It looks like they are just gonna try to knock down this tower. As Gruer and the, oh my gosh, insane ulti from Gnome does manage to get the stun off for Gruer, and another kill goes over to this Echo. He's so accelerated. Well played, good look from the side of Rift Sharks. As Gruer is 5-0 with 13 stacks on the Medjais. If he does not carry this game, I fear it might be an execution angle from him, as another kill could come out here. Dude does manage to get the Sejuani stun passive, does go off here. Stun coming out from the Echo, does manage to connect as well, and it should just be another kill here. Gets the Q3 knockback, does get the ulti off the Echo, ulti's back, flashes in trying to kill the Cassante. He could outplay this, but no, just gets the stun, takes the kill. Well played to the side of Rift Sharks. Super good combos from the mid jungle here. He goes wide from PB, doesn't manage to get anything. Cassante did rush the Kanik Rooker, so like from now on I'm pretty sure he's unkillable to the Echo, but like Echo can just kill your other teammates, big dog. I don't know what to tell you, man. Q comes out from the Darius. Should be 5 grubs going over to the side of Rift Shark. Get Leon in here. Ulti comes out from the Kindred. Does try to deny. Gruer does manage to pick up a kill, but crucially loses so many stacks to the Varus. A little bit ego here to do it without the Sejuani. Or was Sejuani there? No, Sejuani wasn't there. Does go for the contest, does manage to kill one, but definitely worth for the side of PB to pick up this shut down on the Echo. The dragon is going to be claimed for the side of Rift Shark still. That should be feats, right? Yeah, that's feats. Dean has the upgraded boots. Pretty good for them. Cloud Soul, pretty strong for the side of Rift Sharks. Don't know if the game will get that far, but we'll see. 13-3 is the lead, has a 5k gold lead on top of PB here. Lich Bane is completed for this Echo. Hard to kill is coming out for the Sejuani. Should be unkillable in any of these fights, and Echo should just one tap anyone he really wants to. He's trading pretty aggressively here for the copy. Not much is really happening. Kindred does manage to pick the red buff. Not really any way to get marks. I'm pretty sure Kindred is still at 0 marks, by the way. I have no idea, can't check, but okay. might pick up the crab. Good smite from Gnome. Does manage to pick up the crab here. Brewer is going to go for a dive onto Alana. Ulti comes out. The still stun manages to connect. And it looks like another kill going over to the side of Rift Sharks. As Brewer kind of did need to ulti there, but he goes for fun anyways and ults to get out there. Ulti comes out from PB. Does manage to hit Alex with the slow. Combo is coming out from the Sejuani. Ian onto Leona. Does manage to stun up Blake, but not enough damage crucially as the Kindred is here. This could be a really good play. Good ulti from the side of Alex here. Does manage to stun up the Sejuani, but Dean is just so big and they just kill all of the members. Or they do manage to pick up the Poppy here as the Sphere is traded in response. The Varus is getting quite big here. Might be a bit of a concern as they might go for a dive here. I really would not dive this Sejuani, but that's me. Ghost coming out from Avery. W coming out to Q. And this should just be a dead Aurora on my screen. Well played to Avery. Just walks at her and kills her for free out here. This tower is going to go down for mid as well as top lane has already gone down. So they just have so much money, dog. The Sejuani is here again to shut down the Varus. Good stun from Noam, and yeah, you should just be dead here. Well played to Noam. Just using Heartsteel, getting Heartsteel stacks, stacking up this HP on the Sejuani. Should just be insanely tanky for the rest of the game here. Yep. What a game, dog. First Strikes is just doo-doo farting on everyone, I guess. It is what it is. Herald is spawning here. Could be the objective for Rift Sharks as they choose to take the tower here. Bot lane. Getting these 3 outer towers is really good. Getting a lot of gold into your pockets. As Echo is so free on the map. Has Sword Shoes with the upgrade. Or not the tier 3 upgrade, but does have the increased movement speed on his boots. So should just be everywhere he wants to be. Lichbane. Completed with the Magi's. Should just be able to one combo everyone. A lot of pings going out. No, it is here on the Kindred once again. Looking to just contest every camp as Gura is just duking on this Varus. Does manage to R the ulti, but I don't know if he gets the kill as he tap into mid lane. As Cam is sort of unkillable as he tries to pick up the kill. Does manage to get it on the team, and they're just all locked up from the Sejuani plus Leona CC. So Samir is just insanely fed now. Yeah. I really don't know how BBA gets back into this game. Rift Sharks have just been together all the time, just playing together on the map, picking up every objective. Rift Herald should be picked up for them as well. Brewer is sort of unmatchable in these side lanes on the Echo. Shoots out. Herald is going to pick up for the Sejuani here. Curious to see how they use it. Could just be dropped mid, try to break this tower, try to end the game. Could also just go for this Cloud Dragon here. Just make sure that you play it slow, play it safe, just get the objectives, play the macros correctly. Is going to beam. Wow. Blake here does manage to get the hook off to try to deny the knockback, but doesn't manage to get it. Just a trade of being just fishing for a kill here. Good stun comes out onto the Kindred. Ulti does manage to come out from Kindred here. So ult is charged up from the Sphere. Does get cancelled, and Avery is still just on the backline here, just running at them. Does manage to get 2 kills here onto the Varus, but Dean is traded in response. Darius is just so big here though. Does manage to get the 5-hit passive, and Avery just going monster mode on this Darius. Well played from him. Getting the quadra kill. Should just be able to spawn Herald here and try to take the inhib potentially. I mean, you arguably shouldn't just take the inhib here, but like, put them out of their misery, dog. I don't know, you kind of see how this team is like turbo impossible to draft against. Like you have to, I would argue you have to ban Darius and you have to ban Echo and Syndra. And then it's like, it doesn't really feel like it does anything because Guru can still 1v9 on like every other champion known to mankind. So I don't know. It is just a very tricky team to draft against. as they are going to pick up the Cloud Dragon here. Also has the Collector and the IE, so should just be able to kill everyone. Echo is going to opt for the Nashor's Tooth setup as well. Just trying to auto get more damage on the auto attacks. Is super strong with 2 items. I've seen some Echoes go for like more bursty builds with the Storm Surge, I think. I have no idea what's more optimal. Flash E coming out from PV and into the chain CC from the Sejuani, and it's just a really easy pick on Mike. Did manage to get his ulti off, but it wasn't up, so doesn't really matter. As yeah, they're just gonna pick up this auto cotton, I guess, if you really want. You can do whatever you want on this map, to be honest with you. Gura is going to E forward. Might be a little lost in no man's land here. Ulti comes out, does manage to one-shot Alana, but does get kidnapped by the Cassante. But Darius is here though, could manage to bail him out as the Q comes out from the Varus, and the Medjay stacks go down once again. But Darius does have a 5-hit on him, and the ulti comes out, does manage to pick up another one here, and should just be a triple kill for the Darius. Sheesh! Well played from the Darius here. Dropping 10 kills, is doing a lot of damage. Hook coming out, doesn't manage to get anything. Herald is being dropped bot lane. They should just end the game off this Herald, to be completely honest with you. Well played. Now we're gonna try to drive the Rift Herald away. Does manage to dodge the tower stun. Good job. They could just try to ego, and they do have the autocon for like, you can just press recall as well. I don't know, not much to really say. Just waiting for them to collect the Nexus at the end of the game. They're so far ahead, they have so much damage. Darius has like 10 kills. Is super accelerated. Gura also has two items as well. W coming out. Yeah. I don't know. They could just group it end. They could wait for Baron if they really want to. World is their oyster right now. Gura is just going to ego into their base. Ulti coming out from Alana here. Should be able to get him out as Echo just ultis, but is sort of in no man's land. Sort of just playing with a little too much ego here. Does have the revive coming out. Noam is here to try to bail him out. But he does manage to get out with the 3-hit passive, giving him some movement speed. Darius is currently top lane, but Samir is showing up on the case here. Should just be able to kill them as ulti comes out onto the Cassante. Ulti comes out onto the Aurora as well from the Leona. He comes out from Leona, does manage to connect onto Blake, as the combo damage is just too much, and Noam is just 1v1ing the Cassante on the backline. Sure. Yeah, you win this camp, but like, your team's base is gonna die, brother. Okay. Good flash from Noam, just keeping him here though. He does manage to get the Unending Despair proc. The stun comes out, and oh my gosh, Noam is Himothy. Well played from Rift Sharks. Yeah. 23-minute series, or 23-minute game. Well played to Rift Sharks. I will say, I think my fucking MVP is going to Noam this game. Played an insane fucking game on Sejuani. I think he was like the reason they found a lot of these picks on Mike in the jungle and just really blew them open. Paired really well with Gura, getting a lot of really good stuns. I'm gonna skip all this other stuff as we get into game 2 here, as it is going to be the LeBlanc ban still from the side of BB. They have opted for the LeBlanc ban still, which makes a lot of sense. It's a really good champion. As I don't know why they would pick blue side. What pick are they trying to contest from Rift Sharks? Echo? Are we really gonna play Echo? Is that like our first pick? I really don't know. I feel like I don't know if there's a lot of really good first picks right now. There's like a couple, but I don't know if BB plays all of them. Like, I don't know if they really want to do the Play Flex or the Mel Flex or any of those things, really. I'm really curious to see what sort of setup they want to do. I feel like Mel has been a bit of an exploitable mid lane champion, but not entirely sure. As it is still going to be the game ban from Rift Sharks. I really want to hear the logic behind this game ban. I don't think Mike plays it. Is it for Blake? I mean, Blake's playing support though. I'm not sure about it. If you want to ban it, I guess that makes sense, but sure, I guess. It is going to be the Echo ban replacing the Syndra ban. We'll see what they pick for first pick. It's just going to be the Blind Varus again. Sure, dog. It's a good champion, does the same thing every game. I just don't know if you really care, as Mel is going to be the hover. I think Mel is really good into Varus. If you see the really telegraphed ulti, you can just fling it back at them. Like, once again, I think Varus is a good champion, but it's not like it doesn't have insane counter picks. I don't know, bro. Like, it's like really easy to punish with, or really easy to punish potentially, but like it's fine blind. I don't know. I think it's just strange champion to prio pick, but go off, I guess. Is this going to be the Sejuani lock-in from Noam once again? Sure, dog. Pro could play Sejuani till the end of time. Champion's always good. Pairs really well with the way Rift Sharks wants to draft. Just a consistent tank champion for Noam. So it is going to be the Tristana hover. Could work. It's locked in, as it is locked in. As Rift Sharks is going to lock into Tristana. I think Tristana has been pretty good historically. Really strong champion for him. As they are going to respond with the Mel pick. This should be Mel mid then. Could be Mel top, I guess, if Alana wants to play it. As next pick is going to be Braum here. Sure. Are we blinding Braum? Is this Braum again? Sure, dog, I guess. As I just pick Rakan, like we've talked about this, whether Braum or Rakan is a counter pick or not. Like, Rakan fists Braum every time. Like, you just dance the fuck around the Braum and he can't play the fucking video game. Makes sense. I like his pick from Rift Sharks. Does help to like have like a combo engage with the Sejuani, so I like this pick a lot. They choose to ban the Cassante. Silas ban coming out from the side of BB makes a lot of sense. There's a couple of good ultimates to steal, like the Varus ult, like the Braum ult is pretty good to steal as well. As they are going to opt for a Nocturne ban for the side of Rift Sharks. Sure. As Syndra is going to make it. Why did it go back to 0? I hate it here. Anyways. Syndra ban makes a lot of sense. Guru still hasn't picked his mid lane champion, so just deny him a really strong champion pick for him. As the Rift Sharks do still manage to get the Darius, so we'll have to see what their response is into the Darius, as it is going to be the Mordekaiser potentially. I think Darius still wins this. Don't quote me on that, but makes a lot of sense. Alana has been really good on the Mordekaiser historically. As they are going to pick the Lee Sin. Okay, I do like Lee Sin. I think he is a pretty strong champion right now. Has a lot of mobility. Can like set up his team really well. As the Rift Sharks are just going to pick the Cho'Gath. This is going to be Guru Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath is 5-13 this season. Holy Christ. I don't think it matters. Cho'Gath is a really good champion. Has a lot of flexible builds. Can go AP. Can't go like the tank build. With Heartsteel, you can also do the Shirelia's build with like Halo Blades. You can play this champion however the fuck you want. As we should. I'm just gonna skip into game. Let's just get into game here, as nothing super interesting in terms of runes. It looks like it is going to be the Mel mid. Cam is going to be on the Mel. Has like a decent reflect in the Sejuani ult, but that's kind of it. In terms of draft, I like Rift Sharks just dicked them in draft once again. I fear Sejuani has 2 good melee champions to pair with. Tristana just, and you got counter pick and support, which is like the real important counter pick in bot lane, not the 80 carry one IMO. AD carry one still matters, obviously, but like Rakan should just be able to walk through the entirety of their team, and like there's not really a great punish. Like Mordecai's there. I have no idea how this matchup should go, but I have no idea who's like actually favored. I just think Darius is or Avery is just going to dumpster topside, so I don't think it really matters. As we're getting into game, Noam is starting bot side once again, wants to path for his top lane. Still very correct, as there is a ward on Lee Sin, so they know he's starting top side. I don't know how much that's gonna change. PB did start the Q here, so has a little more lane pressure rather than the W start. A little more sustain, I mean, sorry. As Guru does have the comment on the Cho'Gath, which means he's probably going for the AP setup. Q doesn't manage to connect onto the Mel here. So we do manage to finish up. So yes, does manage to get level 2 first. W does manage to come out. Dean W and forward is looking for the trade here. Doesn't manage to get the full bomb proc, but good trade, junking out the bears pretty well. As both junglers are just going to move into their bot side here very soon. Or their opposite sides pretty soon, I should say. Good Q from Gur. Getting some decent chip damage in. Not much is really happening. Really, I should be on this Lee Sin. See what plays he can make early game. See if he can consistently find those insects into the enemy team. It is a little tricky to try to insect on their team though. Like, you really don't want to put the Darius near your team. And like, your only option is Tristana, who can really easily destroy. Good stun coming out. Oh, good block from Cam though, reflecting the stun onto Noam, knowing that it is a projectile. Well played from Cam. Good hook from Avery to get the Q off. Just dumpstering Alana in these trades, unfortunately, as his full health while Alana is almost half. Just gotta watch this Lee Sin, see what champions he goes for. He's gonna go for like a try to pull the wave back behind him. Looking for a proxy here. But yeah. As much as I think Lee Sin is a good champion, I feel like it is a little difficult to be playing Lee Sin into this draft. You have 3 champions that you don't want to insect into your team, and the only champion that you want to insect into their team is a Tristana who can input buffer the W with the kick. Like, you can fuck up the Lee Sin's kick 9,000 different ways, so it's like super hard. As Lee Sin is still bot lane here, is just gonna opt for the reset though, as Darius is walking through his jungle. He's gonna go for the base here. Nothing has really happened in this game so far. Once again, not a whole lot of aggression here in the lanes, but again, you don't really need to from Rift Sharks. You can just play it slow, outscale them if you really want to. Show up for these big objectives with the Sejuani and just try to fist fight them for free. So I'm just gonna go for the hard steal again. Makes a lot of sense. I'm curious to see what build Mike goes for on the Lee Sin. There's a lot of different builds for Lee right now. You could go full lethality, you could go bruiser. I think it's probably better to go like a bruiser, try to duel these tanks potentially, but it is a little tricky as Noam is going to be starting up this Infernal Drake. Sure doesn't manage to have 6 yet. Is sort of out poking Cam though in this lane. As Mike is here, could go for the play here. Does get the E off. Q connects. Good flash from Gura to make sure that they don't get a kill here, as he is just gonna base. Noam is here as well though. Could go for a play onto Mike. The Q doesn't manage to connect onto the Lee Sin, and the Q connects onto the camp for the lead. Does manage to leave here. Yeah, as Gura is using the TP back into lane. Blake is here, gonna try to fight with his team. I don't know how much he's getting though. Sejuani is just gonna start this dragon again. Should be a pretty easy dragon for the side of Sharks here. aren't even going to contest. Lee Sin is going to just try to move top side. Not sure if he can really do the grubs here either. Should be a very free dragon for Rift Sharks. Lee Sin has started the grubs here, but Darius is walking down on him, so if he gets one, it's like fine, so you deny defeat, but definitely not as valuable as getting all three. Is gonna look for the Q here, doesn't manage to get anything. I think the standard build for Lee is like Sundered Sky or Eclipse. One of those two. Or, yeah. It's Eclipse into Sundered Sky, I should say. So, see if he goes for that build. Avery is just sort of building the CS lead in the top lane. Using his top lane knowledge to just outmuscle the enemy top laner. We've seen him do this a lot. Especially as he is like super comfortable on this Darius, so super easy for him as Gnome is gonna just pick up the rest of the grubs on the top side here. I have no idea if he's getting all three or not because the camera has not panned to look at it, but I would imagine he's getting all three here. As Cam is here for potential roam. Mike is here as well. Darius does have a lot of prio. He does just choose to Q over the wall. I can't tell how many grubs they got because once again, I cannot see. As is gonna W forward. The bomb goes onto the Braum here though. So not much is really gonna happen. Does get the full proc off, so it does get the second jump as we are still deathless in 8 minutes. So not much really happening here. As we are watching both junglers just try to do their full clear. There's just not much you really need to do from either team right now. No objectives are up, so they're just choosing to farm it out. See what happens. He coming out from the Mel here. He coming out does get reflected, but reflecting the damage portion I see here, not the actual projectile itself. As known is level 6, so it could be a play from him really anywhere. Avery is just getting so much value out of this Darius with his 40 CS up. Could look for a kill on Solana here. Gets the hook off. Does manage to sack the 5 hit. Gets the auto off and it should just be a kill. First blood going over to Darius with the ultimate. Well played from him. As he is just gonna chip away at this tower. Should just be a lot of gold. I'm pretty sure he's doing the Axiom Arcanist Spear of Shojin setup. It's a pretty common setup nowadays, just to really amp the damage, as there could be a potential bot lane dive here. Mike is here. BB is going to engage with the ultimate. The W comes out and should just be a dead 80 carry. He takes the tower aggro, does manage to disjoint it for his team, as Gnome takes another tower shot, and just the easy 1-for-1. Dean does get hit by the Resonating Strike. The ulti comes out though, does manage to kill him of the Lee Sin, and just another kill going over to the side of the Rift Sharks here. Really good dive. Yeah, just a really good dive. PB leading with the engage with the W ulti, and then Dean managing to get the kill, and then resetting tower aggro by jumping away. Super well played from him. It looks like Darius does have the Spear of Shojin completed, so it should just be a monster in these 1v1s. Pretty hard to kill. The way that it works, basically, for those who don't know, Spear of Shojin and Axiom Arcanist now properly buff true damage ultimates, as there is a potential 4-man collapse, or 3-man collapse here from the side of BB. Should just be able to pick up Avery here as he dodges the Mel. Does get the Q off, does burn the Ghost, but does get rooted by the Mel E, and should just be a really easy kill from the side. He does get the triple Q though. The ulti comes out from the Lee Sin, and Lee Sin does manage to pick it up. Almost a good outplay from Avery, but just buys so much time for the other side of the map. Or just buys so much time for his team, as Dean might get collapsed on by the Braum, just W's out. PB is here though, does manage to find a good W onto Braum. Has the double buffs, but the Braum stun did manage to get off onto Dean, and it should just be a really easy kill here. The Varus ulti did manage to connect. And a really solid cleanup from the side of a BB here. Does manage to get a kill in response, so they're not completely out of it, as Brewer is down here as well, but BB does burn the ultimate. The silence comes out from Brewer, does manage to get the ulti off just in time, and should just be able to get out of here. Little unfortunate that is ADC for support, but Brewer does manage to get the eat off, so a bit of extra HP in his back pocket, as they are going to try to grab this dragon here, I believe, for the feats, as they are going to try and look for some tower damage mid lane. As they choose to go to grabs. Keep coming out. Yeah, but Avery is just right on top of the Bell here. Is going to try to stack the passive. He is going to W and try to go for the Bell here, but doesn't manage to get anything as they manage to peel off the Darius. Everyone lives here, but Dean is sort of in no man's land as the Mel does manage to pick up another kill. Well played from the side of BB, good punish, as they should be able to get the grubs here, the rest of them that is. Is getting a little large on the Cho'Gath here. Just one Q, doesn't manage to connect, almost. As Blake should be here for the collapse. Nom is here trying to kill the Lee Sin, but I don't know if you have the damage for this. Good flash from Milana. Brewer is here for the collapse. The ulti comes out from PB, does manage to get an insane charm, and Brewer is on a killing spree with the Cho'Gath. Another good stun comes out onto the Braum, and Cho'Gath picks up another kill here. Does have the Ludens already, so this is going to be the full AP setup. Will be doing a lot of damage with the Q, as the Lee Sin does have the Eclipse, so it's probably going to do a little bit more damage. I don't know if he'll switch straight into Bruiser with like the Thunder Sky right after, but as Tristana is just going to chip away at the bot tower quickly as well. Just a lot of gold being able to be funneled into these Sharks members. Currently with a 3k gold lead right now. Is going to be stolen for the side of Sharks here. Snub does sort of just have so much free reign with the Darius and the Cho'Gath having so much power. Good ulti from the Varus. Could potentially get a kill here. Ulti comes out from Dean as well, and yeah. Unfortunately, Avery is going to get pulled by this Mordekaiser. The Q comes out. Does manage to get the hook off, but there's 3 people here to collapse onto Darius here. Ulti comes out. Does manage to pick up one here though. Q coming out, giving him a huge HP buff, but not enough damage for the Darius here as he goes 1 for 1 once again though. Really just able to punish this Mordekaiser so hard in this topside matchup. Blake is going to try to fish here. Usually, I think BB have just tried to match as well as they could, just not much they can really do. Sharks is just out muscling them in a lot of these fights. Brewer is here, could just go for a cheeky little red buff steal. Has his support here as well, is going to look for it. Ulti comes out from PB. Doesn't manage to tag up anyone as Blake uses the R to try to counter. This Q comes out from the Lee Sin. Does manage to connect. Doesn't manage to hit the second one though for the AP one. Or for the Braum passive. Sorry, I can't speak to it. Does get CC'd. Dean went in there for some reason. Gets punished super well from BB here. My boy is kind of griefing. I don't know what to tell you. A little bit of ego for fun, I guess, because his team can carry him once again. As Mike does manage to pick up the red buff here at least. There is 4 members here. They could go for a collapse. Or there's 3 members here. Sorry, I can't speak. Could go for a collapse onto the Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath does have a lot of HP, so it's going to take a little bit to kill. But Nelm has the Heartsteel once again. Is just opting to try to stack Heartsteel procs. Is probably like the best tank item in the game as well. So Makes sense. Flash Q for Mike doesn't manage to connect. As the Bro Q also doesn't manage to connect, they are just wasting their time as Herald is up inside of Rift Sharks. Q comes out from Brewer here. Q does connect from the lead, but now you don't want to take it because you're half HP and you'll probably die to the Shogun ult immediately. As Avery is just going to take this top tower. They do get this Herald so they can break another tower somewhere on the map. This is good for them. Yeah, they're just really trying to expand their gold lead from this 4K deficit that they have. Played slow, play controlled, and you should be able to win the game here for the side of the Sharks. Hook comes out from Avery. Has managed to get the slow off in time as well. Ulti comes out, and it should just be a dead Mordekaiser on my screen. Unfortunately, the old Warlord of Noxus does get fucking fisted by the new Warlord of Noxus, so well played from Avery getting another kill. They do use the Rift Herald to break the mid tower. Darius should be able to pick the top lane tower as well. As another engage from PB does manage to find a hit onto the Mel here. Could be a disaster fight for the side of PB. 2 kills going out onto the Tristana here as they find the third one. Good engage from Noah. Does manage to connect the R through the Mel W. Or they didn't Mel W in time. Does Cam have Unk mechanics now? Relatable, honestly, but happens to the best of us. This tower is going to go down here. They do manage to pick up like 3 towers consecutively, and it should just be an insane gold swing for the side of Rift Sharks here. Gets the top tower as well. Little 700 gold marker does come up. Could get another kill here too. The Q comes out. Death Realm onto the Darius. I don't think you win this regardless of the Death Realm or not. Does manage to get the Q. Should this be another kill? The bleed coming out, but huge shield coming out from the side of BB, and the 4-man collapses here. Avery is fighting with a little too much ego, but does manage to go down here finally to the Lee Sin. Good collapse from BB. Darius still gets one, by the way. Like, the bleed on the Lee Sin is just too much, and another kill going on the Rift Sharks. They do manage to pick up the Chem Soul, or the Chem Dragon here. 1 off soul. Q coming out onto the Mel here. This Mike going out. Pick up these cards. Like, there's really nothing to say. They're just beating the dog shit out of PB at every single turn. Another combo coming out onto Blake. Stun comes out from the Sejuani here. As the ulti comes out from the Mel, you do peanut damage. Good Q from the Varus to chunk them out at least a little bit. Doesn't really matter as Autocon is the next play here. Probably going to be the Ruinous, or not the Ravenous one, because there's been like a negative amount of kills this game. Take the Autocon in the game. Thoughts? DP coming out from Brewer just to collapse on the Mordekaiser. This is like the world's most unnecessary kill here, but Avery is just gonna walk down the Mordekaiser. The Mordekaiser does stand still. Yeah, fair enough. Like, it is pretty unfortunate. Yeah, it is going to be the Voracious. This has to be Voracious, right? Yeah. Voracious Autocon has been spawned. The revive passive could be super useful. I doubt they're going to use it at all this game. Should just be a really easy clean close out from the side of Rift Sharks here. Gur did go for the Shadow Flame second, just trying to maximize the DPS as much as possible. I respect it. Mike comes out. They do manage to get a tower bot lane. A little bit of gold back in their pocket, but Avery is just chilling under tower, hitting the tower for fun, ignoring the Mordekaiser completely. Gur is a bit lost here, but does have the revive passive. Does get picked here by the ulti plus the decent kick, but Avery picking up the tower bot side in response. Mordekaiser ultis the Darius, but I'm pretty sure you just lose this in the Death Realm, and Darius did manage to get a reset onto the Dragon. Good block from the Mel here, does manage to deny him the passives, but is going to utilize the withdraw. No, does get ulted by the Braum, does manage to burn his withdrawal as well, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. They burn all 5 withdraws, they can just walk at the Nexus again. Yeah, looks like all 5 withdrawals are going to be burned. Good play from BB to pick up these withdrawal golds. We'll have to see what Rishrek's still on the map next. Guru is already bot lane, going to try to knock down these towers. The withdrawal time is kind of long, so it's like kind of relevant, but there's nothing to get for the side of BB on the map, so. As we're really just waiting for Rishrek to end the game, to be honest. 7k gold lead for them. Darius is pretty much unmatchable in side lane, in anything really. Same with the Cho'Gath, actually. I should not discredit Guru here. Has a lot of gold, has a lot of damage items in his inventory. 1Q is probably like all of your HP bar, and the undodgeable cone right after could just be insane. PB is looking for the kill onto Mike here. Does have 3 people with him as well. Does greed for the Krugs here from Mike. Yeah, this could be another kill. Good hook onto theirs. So Lee Sin has another kill going on to Avery, and they're just gonna knock down this bot tower. This Blake could be caught here out in no man's land. The good response coming out. They are just gonna knock down the tower with a Tristana bomb. Mordekaiser is just holding the top wave, but I don't know what she's gonna do. Q coming out from Gura just explodes the Mel, by the way. Oh my gosh. So much damage from the Cho'Gath here. As the E comes out from Tristana. Yeah, Gura is just doing so much damage. Good ulti from Mel, does manage to pick up the Bears here, as yeah, this should just be the end of the game. Avery's bringing midway. Mike does manage to pick up the ADC. Yeah, does get the ADC here. Really good Q from him, but should just be a free inhib for the side of Rishrek. Should be all 3 inhibs, plus the Nexus towers, plus the end of the game, to be honest with you. PB is hitting the bot Nexus for fun, because he knows the game is over, I guess. Hit the Nexus, not the Vlad. I don't know, man. Cool. Oh, good kick from Mike to kick the Sejuani into his team, which really matters. Tower inhib is going down as well. You could run back for the Chem Soul as well, like, you need the achievement, right? The challenges? Surely. Good ulti from Mike. Does manage to pick up the Darius here. Should just be a kill for his team, as a little bit of gold back in their pocket. Maybe they can make it out, but once again, you can just walk to the Chem Soul and get it. Mike is looking for it, though. Could go for a steal. Nope, never mind. Cho'Gath is going to be there as well. It is pretty hard to outsmite the Cho'Gath plus the 20 smite, so. They are going to start it, are going to try to pull it out. I would recommend pulling it out versus Lee Sin. Chem Soul is theirs. It is the weakest soul, but it did just get buffed, so it's not like the worst thing on planet Earth, I guess. Cool. Yeah, they could walk it in and end it if they want to. They could wait for Baron in 4 seconds if they want to. Oh, he's looking for the stun here. Does manage to connect the knockup, but comes out. Good ulti from Mike, or not Mike, from Noam, picking up another kill here, as should just be able to knock down this last Nexus tower and end the game. This is the Q here. Does have 3 hits on the passive. Noam is getting hooked by the Sejuani, or by the Mordekaiser. Not sure it really matters here. Yeah, they're just gonna use the 3 open Nexus or inhibs to just knock down the tower. Rakan ulti for fun. Awesome. Tristana dodging away from the Mordekaiser. Does manage to the ulti using the barrier so he can live, and that should be the end of the game. Well played from Rift Sharks. Just Yeah, just walking at the enemy team. Honestly, I want to give it to Noam again, but I think I'll give it to Guerrero because I think he played the Cho'Gath really well. Threatened a lot of damage with the Qs. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. We'll give it to Noam both games. He played an insane Sejuani series both games. So, yeah, that was Rift Sharks versus BB. Really well played from Rift Sharks overall. We see why this team is considered the best team in the server by far. I think Alex did play a little bit better than Dean in both series, but clearly not enough to carry the game. But well played from both teams. Noam had a really standout series on the Sejuani. I think he deserves MVP for both games. But yeah, that'll be it for me. See you guys later for the what's the next series? Let me look. What day is it today? Oh, we have like the Omega triple header from on Sunday, so that'll probably be the next series that are going to be cast. I'm playing in one of them, so I don't think I'm playing in the one that's getting casted, but anyways, I'll see y'all later.